Okay, folks, you've all heard it. I don't know about you guys, but the Iran versus Israel conflict has me very worried and overly concerned here. Today, Clara is supposed to break this down for us and hopefully help me calm my nerves from this. So, it's been 3 days since I last slept. I'm not even sure if I'm awake at the moment or if I'm dreaming of instant coffee and news notifications. That's what happens when you worry about Israel and Iran. I read the headlines, browse social media, and watch the news, but the only battle I'm winning is the one against REM sleep. Last night, as I lay in bed with my eyes wide open and my heart racing, I asked myself, well, should I be concerned about gas prices at ExxonMobil? Am I preparing for the end of the world, or should I fill up the tank now? I'm trying to figure out whether I should buy gold, but let's face it, having two different kinds of ramen in the pantry is my concept of diversifying your assets. There is a new breaking news banner on my phone every time I check it. I'm now certain that my phone is deceiving me. Breaking. Everything is still terrible. Thanks for checking. Is how it sounds.
Wait, wait, Ryan, calm down. Well, so you're at home. Are you not going to the office today?
Not today, Clara. I am under too much stress with this. I need all the relaxing I can get right about now.
I see. You're even blending in with your living room. But anyway, listen, I know that it's a bunch of chaos going on out there, but the last thing you want to do is make this situation cause you to live in fear. You will just make your situation worse and make yourself ill. Ryan, you have to be strong for yourself and not to mention your family.
Clara, I know, but I tried meditating, I promise, but all I could think about was an oil pipeline well. I won't say that on air, but you know. Inhale a calming breath. Wait, how will that affect my Netflix subscription? Is the next thought that comes to mind. Will my monthly cost increase due to global tension? Is that something? First world problems meet international crises, right? Why are you looking at me with a blank stare like that? All right, this is my cue to go have a seat now. Okay, Clara, take it away.
Thank you, Ryan. Hey, penny pinchers and financial friends. We have some breaking news going on, and I am sure you've heard from Ryan panicking over there. First things first, he was supposed to explain about what we'll be discussing today. Let's quickly go over those details. We will be discussing the Israel and Iran conflict and how it will affect your finances, effective preparedness tips, and why you should and should not be concerned. Let's get started.
Learned a lot about this operation and how these planes flew in the darkness of night, undetected from the continental U.S. This 18-hour flight being refueled multiple times. And it appears the Iranian aircraft didn't even get off the ground to intercept them. What more are you learning from your sources?
According to local residents, loud explosions were heard in the area. No official statement has been made yet about the details and consequences of the incident. It should be noted that the area in question was targeted previously, on June 18. Iran's Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei was moved to an underground bunker in Lavizan in northeastern Tehran hours after Israel began its attacks on Tehran early Friday.
Yeah, what we just heard that this was a mission of extraordinary secrecy. These B-2 bombers taking off, as you said, just after midnight. Many of us were tracking a separate fleet of B-2 bombers heading in a different direction. What we were told at this hour is that, they used this misdirection, the secrecy, to try to catch the Iranians off guard.
Now, all of that was concerning, right? Yeah, I know. As of right now, we have no idea where things stand and where things are headed. However, I want to make sure that I do my part in letting you know how to properly prepare financially for this. I want to read you an article that I've come across. First, let's pull up this article from AP News. For the purposes of protecting this channel, there are certain words in the article I will not be mentioning. So, according to this article, here President Donald Trump and other top American officials are urging Iran to forego retaliation and engage in direct talks following the U.S. strikes on 3 key Iranian nuclear sites. The Islamic Republic responded to the overnight disaster by launching a barrage of equipment at Israel, but has so far taken no action against other U.S. allies or American interests in the Middle East. Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi rejected the call for diplomacy, saying the U.S. had crossed a very big red line and maintaining his country had the right to defend itself. The U.S. strikes came after a week of open conflict between Israel and Iran, sparked by Israel's sudden barrage of attacks against Iran's military structure. Israeli strikes began on June the 13th. Targeting Iranian military sites, they got rid of several top military officials and scientists. Iran retaliated by launching hundreds of equipment and at Israel, some of which penetrated the country's vaunted multi-tiered air defense system. The war so far has taken hundreds of people and wounded more than 1,000 in Iran and taken 24 and hurt hundreds in Israel. Trump announced the overnight massive precision strikes on Iran's Fordo, Isfahan and Natanz sites in a televised address to the nation from the White House. Describing them as a spectacular military success, he said they had completely and fully obliterated the sites. Iran, he said, would now have to make peace. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Air Force General Dan Kane, said during a news briefing in Washington Sunday that while final battle damage will take some time, initial assessments indicated all 3 sites had been heavily damaged. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said the strikes were not aimed at toppling the Iranian government. This mission was not and has not been about regime change, Hegseth said during the news briefing. Iran's EO confirmed the attacks, but insisted its program will not be stopped. Iran and the UN watchdog agency said there were no immediate signs of radioactive contamination at the 3 locations following the strikes. Iran's EO confirmed the attacks, but insisted its program will not be stopped. Iran and the UN watchdog agency said there were no immediate signs of radioactive contamination at the 3 locations following the strikes. The fuel enrichment site at Fordo is buried deep beneath a mountain, and the attack against it used bunker buster equipment designed to penetrate the ground before going off, a U.S. official said, speaking on condition of anonymity to discuss military operations. Only the United States has the 30,000-pound, 13,600-kilogram munition and the stealth equipment used to deliver them. Trump warned there would be additional strikes if Tehran retaliated against U.S. forces, while Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu praised Trump's decision to attack. Now, that's not all people, because Iran responded. Iran launched a barrage of missiles against Israel overnight and into Sunday, with Israeli authorities reporting that more than 80 people were wounded, the vast majority of them lightly. How Tehran might retaliate remains unclear, but an Iranian response could mean a wave of attacks on U.S. forces in the Middle East, an attempt to close a key bottleneck for global oil supplies, or a dash to develop a nuclear weapon. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said it would be a mistake for the Iranians to target U.S. bases in the region or the countries that host them. If the regime wants peace, we're ready for peace. If they want to do something else, they're incredibly vulnerable. They can't even protect their own airspace, Rubio said on CBS Face the Nation. The State Department, meanwhile, has doubled the number of emergency evacuation flights it is providing for American citizens wishing to leave Israel, ordered the departure of non-essential staff from the U.S. Embassy in Lebanon, and is stepping up travel warnings around the Middle East amid concerns about possible retaliatory attacks. A dangerous escalation. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said he was gravely alarmed by the United States' use of force, and called the strikes a dangerous escalation. World leaders issued calls for diplomacy, and the UN Security Council scheduled a Sunday meeting at Iran's request. The European Union's foreign policy chief, Kaja Kallas, said Iran must not be allowed to develop a nuclear weapon, but urged restraint. Kallas will chair a meeting of the 27-nation bloc's foreign ministers in Brussels on Monday, with the Israel-Iran war high on the agenda. Iranian-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen, who had threatened to resume attacks on U.S. vessels in the Red Sea if the Trump administration joined Israel's military campaign, called on other Muslim nations to form one front against the Zionist American arrogance. Now, what does that mean? When conflict breaks out between nations as significant as Israel and Iran, the world feels it almost immediately, especially in our wallets, at the fuel pump, in our investments, and in the general global economic climate. The current hostilities between Israel and Iran, escalating throughout 2024, have already sent financial shockwaves far beyond the Middle East. But how exactly does a war so far away affect people and economies everywhere? Let's break it down. First, look at energy prices, because this is where the effects are most obvious and, for many, most painful. The Middle East, including Iran, sits on some of the world's largest oil and gas reserves. Iran alone accounts for nearly 10% of global oil reserves. With the threat of war, fears of supply disruptions skyrocket, and oil prices quickly follow suit. Following direct confrontations between the two countries, the price of Brent crude oil jumped from $83 per barrel to more than $96, a 15% increase in just over a month. According to the International Energy Agency, every $10 rise in the price of oil shaves roughly 0.2% off global GDP, as higher fuel costs filter through to everything from shipping to agriculture. By June, average gasoline prices in the United States had climbed from $3.39 to $3.85 per gallon, according to the U.S. Energy Information Administration. In Europe, diesel prices in Germany rose by over 11% between March and June, hitting their highest point since early 2022. The war's effect on oil isn't just about supply. It's also about uncertainty and fear. The Strait of Hormuz, a crucial choke point through which 20% of the world's traded oil passes, sits perilously close to the site of conflict. Any threat to this waterway prompts traders and companies to buy oil and gas futures in anticipation of shortages, driving up prices even if no tankers are actually blocked. Insurance premiums for ships passing near the Persian Gulf have already doubled since April, according to London's Lloyd's Market, raising costs for everything that travels by sea. Next, inflation. Rising energy costs don't just make filling up your car more expensive, they push up the price of goods globally. From food to electronics, most things you buy have been shipped using fossil fuels at some stage. The World Bank's April 2024 Global Economic Prospects Report raised its global inflation forecast for the year by 0.6 percentage points, citing Middle East tensions as a key reason. Okay, let me just say this. If you don't have an emergency fund, then you're in trouble. Don't worry because it's not too late to start saving now. You need to understand how conflicts such as this one has a direct effect on the stock market and your savings account. Stock markets have been anything but calm. The S&P 500 index dropped 4.3% in the week following the first missile exchanges, erasing over $1.2 trillion in market value. Europe's Stoxx 600 shed 3% in the same period, with airline and logistics companies hit the hardest. Middle Eastern stock markets saw even sharper falls. Tel Aviv's T35 was down nearly 10% by the end of May. In times of war, investors tend to pull their money from riskier assets and move into gold, government bonds, and the US dollar, explaining why gold hit an all-time high of $2,450 per ounce. What about your savings or investments? If you have a retirement account, mutual fund, or any exposure to the stock market, it's likely you've already noticed more volatility. Financial advisors report increased client anxiety, with a Bank of America investor survey finding that 63% of respondents viewed Middle East instability as the top geopolitical risk facing markets just last year.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Clara, because I recently grabbed my bank statement, stared at the numbers, and thought, should I even be saving for retirement? Or should I just buy canned beans and dig a bunker underneath the apartment complex? Sorry, neighbors, if you hear me drilling, it's just my existential dread.
Oh. Okay. Alright, penny pinchers. Let's jump right back into this news clip to get knowledge of more information.
Now, this was a risky mission. We had heard from experts in advance of this who said, look, we don't know a lot about this nuclear site, Fordo. We don't know the precise mechanics of how it's built, the concrete, the structure that they have in place. You don't want to poke the hornet's nest. They wanted to make sure that they could do it absolutely perfect. We just heard from the chairman of the Joint Chiefs. He says that it went off without a hitch, that the Iranians did not shoot back.
In southern Israel on Friday. According to Associated Press earlier on Friday, the Israeli army said that sirens sounded in several areas across Israel following the identification of missiles launched from Iran towards Israel. The emergency services did not report any casualties but released video showing cars on fire.
Not only did we launch a military strike really for the first time directly on Iranian soil, one of our longtime adversaries, but the use of these B-2 bombers and the fact that these types of bunker-busting bombs were used in testing, but this is really the first time that it's played out on a military battlefield.
Hey, I almost forgot. The shopping? Hilarious. I'm at the grocery store staring at the hummus, imported or local? What if my stress snack triggers an international incident? I almost called the State Department to ask about the chickpeas. Then I tried to calm down by making a budget, but all I ended up with was a pie chart labeled anxiety expenses. 45% is coffee, 30% is doom scrolling, the rest is snacks, and that one time I impulse bought a world map just so I can point at it, sigh, and say, oh, do you want to hear real panic? The other night my smoke detector beeped, and instead of checking the battery, I'm like, it's starting. This is it. Call the UN.
Ryan?
Yeah, what's up?
Did you forget that we are live on air?
Oh, sorry about that. Go ahead. I'll be taking notes in the background.
Ryan, I wanted to be sure we got the information out to the audience, but I am genuinely concerned about how you feel. So please tell us your thoughts now.
Well, if you see me wandering the streets, mumbling about sanctions and gas prices, clutching a Costco-sized pack of peanuts, just know I'm not crazy. I'm just sleep-deprived, budget confused, and waiting for my phone to give me good news for once. But in the meantime, if you can recommend a financial planner who also does stress therapy, please send help and maybe decaf.
So the way you avoid the catastrophe is both simple and yet not so simple. You need to cut down immediately on unnecessary expenses. Focus on building that emergency fund that we spoke about. Also, this one may be risky for some, but even changing careers sometimes will help in the boost of income when needed. Do not forget to pay attention to the stock market because many people are gaining a nice savings fund during this time. Now next is Jennifer. She will be going over 5 work-from-home companies hiring and finance that you can apply for today. You don't want to miss this. Think wisely while engaging. The first place to start is by reviewing your current expenses and debt. Reclaim your priorities first and even write out your goals if you have to. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Share the videos you see on the channel to help the next person. See you next time.
Okay, so we do have 5 work from home jobs today that are in the finance industry or financial industry. And the first one is with Allstate. Allstate is hiring for a entry-level financial analyst. It's fully remote. As long as you live in the country, you can apply for it. So at Allstate, great things happen when our people work together to protect families and their belongings from life's uncertainties. And for more than 90 years, our innovative drive has kept us a step ahead of our customers' evolving needs. From advocating for seat belts, airbags, and graduated driving laws to being an industry leader in pricing, sophistication, telematics, and more recently, device and identity protection. The financial analyst analyzes financial results for key products, markets, and initiatives. This position uses analysis to support creation of a compelling storyline to help deepen client insights. Key responsibilities: you'll develop effective presentations for small group, provide accurate, timely reports with financial insight to allow business partners to improve performance, use analysis to influence and drive action within finance and our business partners by using fact-based, holistic, and forward-looking perspectives to identify emerging issues and assist in implementation of strategies, prepare and help build storyline for financial updates, isolate key drivers, quantify impacts, and forecast implications to the business. 4-year bachelor's degree with finance, mathematics, economics related major preferred. 1 or more year of related financial analysis experience preferred. This job does not have supervisory duties. And then it goes into the compensation, which is $48,000 to $78,937.50 annually, and it's based on experience and qualifications. And also, candidates offered this position will be required to submit a background investigation. You have the option to read more here about the company. There are benefits which include full health, retirement, work-life balance, and career development. And for a full list of the benefits, you can visit the benefits page. Now, as with all jobs that we present, we always recommend, if you are not too familiar with the company and what they do, how long they've been in business, always go check out their about page. Many of you already know Allstate, but just go to their about page, check out their history, go through these, and it gives you an understanding of how the company started, where they've been, where their goals are, where they're headed. You want to always know stuff like this. And it's really good to know the history for the company that you're working for. See, look, they have theirs by timeline. It's always good to know this. And that way, once you get on your interview, you'll be knowledgeable about the history of the company or what the company is about and what it entails. Okay. So the next company is Benefit Financial Service Group. They are looking for a junior consultant. And to apply, you email your resume to admin@bfsg.com. They are seeking highly motivated, outgoing, customer service oriented individual to grow their professional team, as well as a person with a strong desire to expand his or her career. With a rapidly growing firm, the junior consultant position will act as liaison between the BFSG lead consultant and various mid-market clients. Responsibilities: maintaining and enhancing relationships with existing client primarily through the preparations of reports and RFPs, researching and resolving client issues, support lead consultant in researching and making suggestions regarding plan design, new legislation and new regulations, maintaining client fiduciary files, including drafting meeting minutes, assisting with all aspects of the client relationship to ensure issues are addressed professionally and in a timely manner, coordinating telephone and in-person meeting with client, qualifications and desired traits is 2+ year experience in retirement plan or financial industry, exceptional planning and organizational skills, proven ability to work independently and function effectively within a team environment, demonstrated commitment to the production of high quality work, outstanding written and verbal communication skills, project management skills, proficient in Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Outlook. Salary compensation is 40,000 to 60,000 a year. Performance-based bonus, medical benefits, and 401k plan plus PTO. Now, I'm sure as many of you may not have heard about this company, but they have a Y tab, and you want to go to their About Us page. Here you will find out more about the company, what they are about, what their main focus are. And what they do is harness the combined strengths of their wealth management and institutional team to help achieve the goal of their clients. They align with their clients' interests. Their alignment with their clients' interests is reflected in their service model, and they do adhere to strict fee for service pricing in both the institutional and wealth management divisions. And they do not sell any product nor receive any compensation from any source other than their client. But to read more about their company, you want to come here to know about their wealth management, their institutional services, a focused financial firm. Why? It tells you, it gets into their background. So come to their About Us page, learn more. Supporting strategies is looking for a financial operations associate or FOA. Some companies might refer to this position as an accountant or bookkeeper, but for the financial operations associate, the title is more accurate fit for the role. The FOA will provide detailed accounting, bookkeeping support, and work directly with clients. You are not required to be certified public accountant or CPA. If you are a responsible, detail-oriented team player who takes pride in the quality of your work, then you will be a perfect fit for this role. And it goes over these traits that you need: detail-oriented, reliable, organized, collaborative, flexible, committed. Your professional background, you need a bachelor's degree in accounting, finance, or related discipline required, at least 5 years practical bookkeeping accounting experience required. At Supporting Strategies, our core values drive the success of our client, team, and community. We are committed to integrity, inclusivity, and excellence. We take ownership. We are dedicated to the success of our community. An important part of our commitment to excellence is integrity. We value honesty and strong business ethics and ensure that we deliver a high value solution to growing businesses. So, what you'll find is that providing great accountants with remote work from home opportunities where they can make a tremendous impact on our clients has been our cornerstone since we opened our virtual doors in 2004. If you want to work 20 to 30 hours per week for an award-winning and pioneering organization in a work from home environment, then we may have the perfect opportunity for you. We empower small to mid-sized business owners by taking accounting and operations support functions off their plates, allowing them to focus on what matters, growing their business. Our experienced professionals use hourly leading edge cloud based technology, virtual infrastructure, and proven process to deliver a full suite of outsourced financial and bookkeeping services. We have fantastic opportunities for accountants who thrive on providing exceptional client service while wanting to live a true work-life balance. We're powered by the strength of our network community of nearly 700 employees in more than 100 offices across the US. You must be authorized to work in the US. You need a bachelor's degree in accounting, finance, or related field required. 5+ years of transactional accounting work in a professional environment required. Experience in a multi client environment highly preferred. Experience working with small to mid-sized business, highly preferred. Experience using QuickBooks and or similar cloud-based accounting software for in a professional organization, capacity and commitment to work 20 to 30 hours a week, confidence in learning and embracing new technology to solve issues, strong written and verbal communication skills, willingness to follow established policies and procedures consistently and accurately, a passion for and sense of personal satisfaction and delighting clients and helping businesses succeed, ability to work effectively in a remote setting and build client relationship based on trust, accountability, integrity, and sharing of best practices. Communi- Commitment to maintain confidentiality while working with client data, a dedicated workspace with a reliable high speed internet connection. All remote, all the time. Go ahead and apply. Now, why us? So if you go to their why us, you will see they have a history tab, success stories, and testimonials. Always check out the company's history. Check out find out how they got started. You want to know these things before applying for a role, no matter what it may be. You see where they were, where they are, and where they're headed. Next is BCA Financial Services. They are looking for a remote collection specialist. It is full time, it's mid level, 17 per hour with monthly bonus opportunities. So they are seeking detail oriented full time collection specialists. If you thrive in a fast paced environment, where you can be solution driven, provide exceptional customer service, all while being rewarded and recognized for your hard work and performance, apply today. Compensation and benefits, we offer 17 per hour with monthly bonus opportunities, Monday through Friday schedule, medical, gap, dental, vision, and voluntary life insurance, 401k with a company match, paid time off, and paid holidays. The collection specialist will provide exceptional customer service to our clients' patients while accurately recording their information, assist with account resolution by communicating account information, offering solutions, and establishing payment arrangements, handle high volumes of inbound and outbound calls, work with various computer programs, and will be responsible for meeting individual metrics. Work from home requirements. You need to have a quiet and private workspace, high speed internet, with ability to hardwire via 50-foot Ethernet cable from modem to your PC, must have a sufficient speed to support video, web, audio, and voice over IP or VoIP, at least 20 MBS download and 10 MBS upload. Wi-Fi and hotspots are not supported. To modem. You must meet all the technical requirements prior to the first day of training. You must live in one of the following states: Florida, Georgia, Missouri, Nebraska, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, or Virginia. We will provide you with the equipment needed to be successful. Next, for that role, if we click view website, it takes us to their homepage, right? And it lets us know they've been in business since 1944. And then they have their about page that you want to come over to learn more about their company, their mission statement, their core values, um, who they are, what they do, and then how they do it. They're being very transparent here on their website, what they expect, who they're affiliated with. Very transparent. So you want to come over here and find this out. Even view this 1 minute video about their core values. It's important because rest assured they will be using their core values to help them know if you're a great fit for them. Next is Clear One Advantage. They need a debt specialist, financial sales, full time, 42K to 200K a year. So you're a positive, motivated person seeking an opportunity with huge financial and career growth potential. You connect quickly with others, enjoy building relationships, appreciate variety in the work you do, and the pure uh, pleasure of helping others. Why you? Because you're goal oriented, you have a sense of urgency in completing your assigned task. Multitasking, you like working with multiple people with differing needs. Competitive, you like to win. Persuasive, you can quickly engage strangers to align their needs with their products and services. Empathetic, you connect quickly to the needs of others and can adapt your presentation to match. What you'll love it, why you'll love it here. Base wage, very competitive, uncapped commission paid monthly, top producers making over six figures, incentives, gamification, cons- contests in a casual and fun working environment, employee development, coaching, and training. The industry's best marketing leads, no cold calling, work-life balance with a 40-hour work week and work from home eligibility. What you'll be doing is review financial statements and credit reports to determine eligibility of clients, receiving inbound calls and applications from potential clients through a variety of marketing resources, assisting customers by gathering information on their financial situation, and presenting possible solutions, including enrollment into our program. Provide customers with accurate information regarding their financial analysis, maintaining a consultative relationship with the customer throughout the process. You will gain expertise and alignment of clients' needs with the benefits of our program and how we accelerate their path to financial independence. Execute orders using the company's central database and computer systems. Now, are you qualified? We hope so. 3 years of continuous sales experience inside phone preferred but not required. Lending experience preferred but not required. Commissioned sales experience who wants more than a base wage. Track record of success in top ranking sales performance. Maintain and build relationships with new and exciting customers. Review potential opportunities and develop sales strategies for each customer account. Track record of maintaining, prospecting, and developing an account base. Achieved BA/BS degree or equivalent, not required. The descriptions or the links will be in the description box, so you can go straight to them and go ahead and apply. But to get to their company website, here it is, and you want to check out what they're about as well. You know, how did they get into business? Go to their About Us page, their company, their mission, their story. Again, always look at companies' backgrounds, um, why did they start, what they're doing now, where their goal is to go, because you definitely want to make sure you are joining a company that is long term. And I've done my research. These are really great companies, by the way. So yeah, that is it. We'll see you guys next time.